job running the football, and I liked our protection on offense. Obviously, the penalties was another plus. Went from, I don't know how many holding calls we had the previous week, but did a much better job there. We emphasized that, and that was good to see. As a thing that was absolutely poor was a couple of things on defense. Our defensive intensity in the first half, I thought was, it's not to Jet standards, to New York Jet standards, certainly. And, and that the poor tackling, you can tell when the intensity is there, you're going to tackle, you're going to run to the ball, you're going to do all those things that epitomize the New York Jets defense. And quite honestly, we struggle with that. There's no question about it. I never liked the way we competed on the outside to start with, which obviously has to, is another trademark of us. We have to, compete out there. With that being said, I love the way we came out in the second half with the twos, and that temperament that we carried on the field, they certainly were ready to play, and they did a tremendous job. Their defensive intensity was outstanding by our second group. Now, clearly, we have to do a much better job with the ones, and I'm pretty sure that everybody in that locker room will tell you the same thing. They'll echo the same thing. With injuries, we had Quinton Coples. I don't know the extent of his injury right now. We'll know more about it tomorrow, but it looked like a leg injury. But again, I don't know the severity of the injury as of yet. But other than Q, I think we came through it pretty good. I might as well answer the Geno question. The reason did not play Geno today was the fact that, in my opinion, and more importantly, our doctor's opinion and trainers, it's a lot different being in a red jersey than a green and white. And from that, the intensity that the opponent plays with, your escapability and things like that, obviously, we did not feel that it was prudent to play him in tonight's game. So that's why we sat him. We'll see how he's doing as the week progresses, and we'll take it from there. Okay, so with that, I'll open it up for questions.
Rick, how about Mark? A lot of good, a lot of bad. When you drive 3 for 3, but then you get inside the 5-yard line twice, and one time you turn the ball over.
Right, and again, it's not just he turned it over, we turned the ball over. We'll take a good look at it on video. I never saw the play, just kidding. I saw the play. But it looked like to me, it was, we were a little off. Whether it was the timing of it, the Kellen, it just never looked clean to me. The kid made a nice play on it. So, you give them credit for it. But you're right, at times I thought, when the protection was really held up well for us, Mark did a nice job throwing the football. And then, when we got in the red zone, it was tough sledding down there. I thought, Jacksonville, you got to tip your hat to them. They did a nice job in the red zone. Obviously, we need to do a better job. At the end of the half, I'll take the responsibility on that one for, I knew it was going to be tight. If we have a shot, it's designed to hit it right now, or, you're hoping to get 1 or 2 clicks left, at least 1 click to at least kick the field goal. I knew it was risky when I called it, and obviously we never executed it very well, but I knew it was a risky thing, and obviously it didn't turn out the way I would have liked.
For instance, is there any things maybe you should have sat on during the week and not had in practice?
No, none whatsoever. I think when you go when the young man's cleared the practice, we knew he wasn't going to be 100% things, but we weren't playing a game. We were installing, and I think that's important for anybody to get a new install, but in particular a young guy. So I thought that was good for him to go through the install. But clearly, it's had we had played immediately there on Monday or whenever it was, then he wouldn't have played. But there's a big difference between being in a red jersey and being protected that way than there is as I mentioned, by being in a great green and white jersey, with live action coming out.
Rex, will this competition continue into the third preseason game?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not, we'll see how it goes. I'm not willing to, or we're not willing to name a starting quarterback right now. Will we name one before the Giant game? I don't know. But for right now, I'm not, we're not comfortable making that decision.
Rex, what was the value in putting Mark out there in the third quarter with your backups against their backups? I mean, you feel like you got out of that?
Well, I think the big thing is it was understood that we would do this, that we were going to play, Mark in, 4 of the 3 quarters, and that's exactly what we did. So we stuck to the, when we knew Geno wasn't playing, we decided that we were going to play Mark for 3 quarters, even with our backups.
Why was the decision?
Well, again, there's factors that go into it. But it's something that we decided that we wanted to do, and extend his reps and extend his time.
What about risking injury?
Well, again, obviously we weighed that, and we thought it was important to get him the opportunities.
When was the decision made that Geno would be playing?
When we announced it to him, that was the decision. So when it was, I don't know, the days were running together a little bit.
When you had the conference call about the
Absolutely.
Geno would be playing.
Yeah, that was when we made the decision.
Maybe you think accounted for the lack of defensive
I
defense.
I don't understand, because clearly, focus has been good, practice, things like that, but it just seemed like it wasn't there. For whatever reason, it just, poor tackling, I think it was a great indication of it. Some of the things that, some of the mistakes we made was I was a little upset with. And the fact that I never liked the way we competed as much and challenged on the outside. Not as much for Marty, obviously, but, from B, when we call it, I want you to get out there. I'm banking on you. Let's go. Let's go. And, we were off a little bit too much. Clearly this is a team. No, it wasn't like you game plan them like crazy, and things like that, but you got to give them credit. They made some good plays. Jed Fish, who's a local kid, does a nice job as their offensive coordinator. He did a nice job and kept us off balance. But again, we made a few adjustments, but the main adjustments we made was the intensity pickup.
Rex, you took responsibility to that play call to in the past. And the 6 seconds left mark for 50-year player. Should you be more mindful of the fact that you've got to get rid of the ball quicker?
Well, we'd like to throw it in there, but certainly it was, that one's on me. I knew it was risky, before I made the call. Would you make that call in a regular season game? Maybe not.
The call, you got flushed out the right call from the design, was it?
No, it wasn't designed that way, but those things happen, and when the play, when the immediate throw wasn't there, we ended up thinking, I think Mark thought he could make a play, and that's why he did.
Rex, what do you think? How I agree with
Well, I know we only got a few carries, but we were just trying to, I know we all want to see it. We got that new toy back there, and it's a good looking one. But, we were just being smart with it, weren't going to overdo it a little bit. But, obviously he's, a big, powerful man, so you wanted to get him going a little bit. Really pleased with Bilal Powell, which, I've always been. He had a big day, I thought. I was proud of really all the backs. The kid from Oklahoma did a nice job at the end of the game for us, and Bell scored 2 touchdowns. So, it was good. And All-Star, Tommy, did pretty good also.
Take one more.
Do you think you would have continued the competition to the third game regardless of what happened?
You know what? It doesn't matter if we would have or wouldn't have at this point. So, right now, we'll see how this week progresses, and hopefully Geno can be ready to play against a great opponent.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Okay.
Let me check one fast there.